It's got something, a little weight, you know, to help you keep. Hey guys, welcome back to Making It. Today we're going to be doing a little fermentation project. Really simple, easy, fermented cauliflower with some peppers. Lacto, good for the belly, good for you. Give it to anyone you want. Eat it with just about anything you want to. Today we're going to be putting it over some rice, and it's kind of just like a little topper, almost like a fermented jardinera, but with some peppers and just cauliflower. We're going to add some bay leaf for a little tannin, and then we're going to top it off with a little vinegar at the end and some herbs. Make it real nice, little sweet, little bright. Some of that natural lactic acid, you know, it'd be good on a sandwich, like I said, good on a rice bowl, good with fish, good with roasted chicken. Put it on top of a pork chop, put it on top of a butternut squash. That doesn't really sound that good, but it doesn't really sound that bad either. Let's get to it. On this show, we do a little respect to our ingredients. We set up a little ingredient shrine. We got a new mushroom. That little guy, huh? Peg got it. It's nice. Dr. Det's looking over. We got the usual suspects. We got our new kitty cat pad, new to the ingredient shrine, until it runs out of pages. And what else do we have? That's it. We got cauliflower, classic. I get organic, the best you can with fermentation. You want to get organic, wash things off, you know, things that have pesticides on it and stuff like that. A, it's not good for you. It's not good for the microorganisms in your fermentation process. So we got one head cauliflower. We got, what do we got? I don't know. You count them, I don't know. Look, we got 3 reds. We got about 7 yellows, an orange, and these are all sweet peppers, okay? 1 jalapeno for a little bit of heat. But again, you can use anything. Throw some broccoli in there if you want. It's gonna smell. What are you gonna do? We got our short grain rice. We're gonna cook that up in the rice cooker. We have a little bit of pork fat. And that I'm gonna add to the rice. Always, rice is nice, babe. This is like one of my favorite things. And a little bit of nice shoyu, Japanese soy sauce, shoyu. Black peppercorns. We're not gonna use them all, but we're gonna throw some in there. 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna crush that up nice. Release the allicin into the wonderfulness and all those flavors. Garlic is the best, you can't beat it. And then here, we're gonna add a little bit of life force, a little bit of reinforcements to the fermentation party. I'm gonna put some of the juice into our fermentation liquid, and that's gonna add those probiotics and those microorganisms from this into our brine. Not necessary, but I find it helps kind of kickstart and really move the fermentation process along. And then we're gonna top it with a little medicinal grade dried oregano, okay? Oh, it's the best. I grow it, it's like a weed, and then you just dry it, and then you have jars of the best dried oregano, or herbs for that matter. Sage works great, big oregano guy, all right? Enough yapping, let's get the rice. I always rinse the rice. I'm gonna go to the sink real quick. Little agitation with the hands, that's how I do it. Little agitation. See how it's coming out milky? You wanna get some of that excess starch off the grain. It's gonna just give you a more defined granular rice product, which I think is just phenomenal. You don't want sticky, mushy, well, maybe you do. I don't want sticky, clumpy rice. If you got time, soak it. You can soak it for a few hours, but rinse it a little bit. That's the biggest takeaway. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I do it about 3 or 4 times. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's good. For the wild card, and this is my signature rice. We should just make a video about this. It's so good. But I'm gonna add a little bit of pork fat. Just a little. Okay, we don't want it to be too greasy. It's not a ton of rice, but that's gonna give us a nice little crusty bottom as well. And then we're gonna hit it with a little, ooh, new bottle, hello. Good, good, good. A little bit of shoyu in there. You don't have to stir it, you don't have to do nothing. Little pinch of salt. Set it and forget it, baby, right in the old rice cooker. Thing sing songs and everything. We're gonna put it on the quick setting for today's application. That's gonna take 35 minutes. No big deal. Gives us plenty of time to prepare our lacto fermented. We gotta come up with a name, all right? Maybe in the comments, help me come up with a name for this. Zingo? Brad, just shut up and make the ferment. Rule number 1, I'm gonna just give it a little rinsey poo, okay? You know, who knows where this thing came from. What's great about cauliflower, it stands up in the fridge for quite a while. I just give it a little rinse because it had a long journey. I don't know what happened, you know. When I take a long airplane ride, or if I'm stuck in the back of an 18-wheeler for a week and then a warehouse, I want to take a little shower. Clean your journey off of you. Who can't relate to that, you know? You get off that Delta flight, had a 7-hour layover in Atlanta. Okay, so we got our peps. We got our fermentation jar. We're starting a new fermentation station. You know, I got off the wagon for a while, but we're back on, baby. Choo-choo! And we're gonna be doing, look, we got a nice little fermentation grade glass, nice little seal. All right, you can cover it with cheesecloth. You can use anything. You can use little fermentation crock like the one I did with Jono, but I wanted to get something you guys could see. But this would be great. It's got a little weight. You cover it with some cheesecloth. Home run all day. We're going to be using a little jar today. You can cover it with something breathable. You can use a coffee filter just to keep little fruit flies and bad little boo-boos from getting in your ferment. What we have here is a little airlock, all right? A little one-way valve. Because as you're fermenting, little microbes are eating, and they're giving off gas, all right? Just like you. They're giving them when they eat. They're farting in your water, in your ferment, and that's giving off that gas. And if you don't let that release, it will turn into a little fermentation bomb. And glass can explode, things blow up, it'll happen to you. Oh, it can happen to you. So this will relieve that. It's gonna let the gases out, but not let the bad boo-boos in. Gases out, bad boo-boos denied. That was a good little description, Brad. Plowing forward. We have salt, sugar, garlic, and then I have some notes. This was my little recipe from last time, just to keep me honest. So we're gonna start off by weighing everything. What you're gonna wanna do is get yourself a digital scale if you don't have one. Mandatory, because we're not weighing, we're not measuring things in measuring cups like stupid Americans. All right, we go by grams, and we're gonna weigh it on a scale because it's intelligent. And then we're gonna tare it. So now we're at 0. We have our bowl ready to go. We're gonna get all our ingredients, get their total weight, and that'll determine how much salt we use, me and Jer. So I'm gonna try to make this, look, I'm gonna remove the little inner stem there, okay? Sorry, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see. I don't wanna cut myself. We got a lot of work left to do. And you can chop that up and add it right to it. But what I like to do is get nice little small little florets, all right? Break them up, put them in your bowl. You're gonna wanna work quick, make sure your scale doesn't turn off. Ruin your day. Some big, some small, and look, use everything, all right? Just like broccoli. The stem, it's not garbage, all right? Compost, sure, but you know what? It's good for you. Throw it right in there. Huh. And just give them a little crumble with your hands, all right? Nice. It's different sizes, large, small, we love it all. Large or small, we love it all. Look, I slice the stems up, add them right in, and then you can really just kind of crush this stuff, all right? And it's gonna break into nice little florets like that. Florets, he said. All right, 518 for my next trick, peppers. Let's keep the party going. Just gonna slice them. Easy, 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 easy. These things right here, I feed them to my pet, we got pet geese for better or worse, and they like the little pepper stuff. Hot peppers too, the ducks and the chickens, I don't think, might wanna fact check this or talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. But I was talking to somebody or reading something or watching something, and chickens, they can like straight up like eat the hottest pepper in the world, no big deal. Their little dinosaur beaks and mouths, they don't pick up, it doesn't affect them. All right, 748 is what we got now. We're gonna add, what do we got? 12 peppercorns, garlic. Just gonna nip off the little woody end and the little tippy tip end, all right? We'll give that the loose goose. And then, just a little quick peel. Look at all those oils. That stuff make you live forever. Medicinal grade, baby. And we'll give this just a little rough chop. Put that right in. Yep. Cauliflower, check. Peppers, check. Garlic, check. 2 grams, 20 grams of the sugar. We're gonna add that just as a little more fuel to help it be kind of an aggressive ferment. 20 grams, 20 grams. Ooh, sugar's heavy. Let's get our water going, okay? So we're gonna get that weight. Total weight, 779. Let's just round up to 780. That's not a problem. And then we're gonna ferment with a 2% by weight salt. So what you're gonna do is get your little calculator, 780 times, stay with me, 0.02 equals 15 point backwards 9, also known as a 6, 15.6 grams of salt, kosher salt, sea salt, not your iodized boo-boo mom's little salt shaker from the supermarket. You take that, you throw it right over your shoulder, okay? 15.6, yes, chef. Beautiful. Total weight, 810. And again, that 2%, right in that window. If you want, you can go 2.1, 2.5. It should taste like the ocean. We're gonna add everything to our little fermentation jar. It's a little canning funnel, huh? Give it a nice little mix. And then we're just gonna cover our vegetables with water. I am fortunate enough to own a well, so I use just nice well water. All right, remember I said we're gonna add a couple bay leaves, a couple 2, 3, 4 bay leaves. That's gonna help keep our vegetables crunchy. Anytime you're fermenting a vegetable, perfect example, something like a cucumber, when you usually ferment it, it's got a lot of water in it, it'll get mushy. Add tannins, I like bay leaves. If it was the summertime, you can use grape leaves, oak leaves, maple leaves. I think you can use birch leaves. Google it if you're gonna go down that road. But I think anything like that really helps. And that's like tannins are like when you drink a red wine, that like astringent bitterness. I don't know why it makes everything crunchy, but it does, all right? Anyway, bay leaves, right behind you, chef. Into the jungle. I can't wait till summer comes, man. We'll get the garden going out there. I love cooking and fermenting from the garden. She's doing all right. Everyone's kind of happy here. We got a wood burner in here. Everything dries out. You see, she's struggling a little, but she's not doing bad. Wait till spring. She's gonna be stoked. I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna repot her. Just a little haircut, Barbara. Oh, Ian, you know where this came from? Oh, yeah. Jeannie from season 1, Local Legends, when we were down in New Orleans, blowing glass down at New Orleans Glasswork. And she sent us this, and it just keeps on. It's the gift that keeps flowering. Thank you, Jeannie. And if you haven't seen the episode, check it out, where we do all types of fun things outside of just food, glass, arts, music, passion. I give them a little bruise. And they smell like orange sherbet. I've been saying it for years. Oh, beautiful, lovely. This year I'm gonna try to grow 100 of them. I love bay leaves. All right, lastly is our water. That's gonna go right in there. So when I buy fermentation vessels that are glass like this, I try to make sure, especially if it's not a real wide mouth, it's got something, a little weight, you know, to help you keep.
That seat was really soft. It wasn't your fault.
Zoe's Rue, she's done love that about them. They're singing a little tune every time. I like to give it a little flip. You see how that shoyu down there with that pork fat made like a nice little, oh my God, it's freaking good. You guys have no idea. I make this for people and they like it blows them up. They don't even know what's going on. Ooh, we'll have to try that. That's a nice main ingredient. Oh my God. It's so good. It's my favorite. I eat that almost every day. All right, back to our project. Now we're gonna add our agua, room temperature, lukewarm. That's just gonna help dissolve the salt and the sugar a little bit. That was 1 quart. That looks like it'll be enough. Tamp it all down. And why you wanna do this tamp is because everything needs to be down and submerged as much as possible. A couple little floaters, no big deal. The salt will knock it down. We're not doing a real long ferment, but if you were, you would want to try to get as much down as possible. And we're gonna add just a little bit of our friends up north. About a tablespoon. I had a couple of their other jars already. Stuff's really good, guys. They're in Vermont too. Road trip! All right, back to this. This is our airlock. That goes in, and we're gonna fill it with water. Water being what's gonna stop things from coming in and out. There you go. All right, and as it ferments, see there's a little cap in there, and a little tube. Gases come up, it goes bloop, bloop, and then it'll let it out. But there we go. You put a little date on there, label it, okay? And we have a swap. Beautiful. This will take, being the winter and the fluctuation of temperatures, it's kind of nice in here. It's about 65, 70 degrees. It should ferment really nicely. Probably about 4 or 5 days. It'll start to bubble. It'll be really cool. And then when the bubbles subside, usually means it's out of food or, it's kind of finished its fermentation process. Why don't I just go grab the, there she goes. All right, so here's our fresh one, not fermented, that we just set up. And here's our swap that I did about 5 days ago. All right, you can see right off the bat, the brine got a little bit more cloudy. Our vegetables kind of seem to have lost some of their volume a bit. Looking good. Let's open it up and try. We'll set this one, let that one ferment, but it can hang out and watch as I consume its friends. Oh, smells fermented. It smells good. It's like that umami funk, like broccoli and cauliflower. They stink. They stink alone when you cook them. When you ferment them, they get real nice. At first, you're like, oh my God, it stinks. A little garbagey, a little salt. No, and then you're like, ooh, it's got depth. Woo! All right, so now I'm just gonna fish out our little glass weight. All right, with my hands. All right, Brad, what are you doing? Let's taste that brine. Ooh, shall we decant it? Let's decant it. Beautiful. Are you kidding me? Put that on an Italian sub? Oh, honestly, it'd be good on just about anything. Look, you can see all the little fizz on it too, little bubbles, which is a good sign. Oh my God. They're phenomenal. I was gonna top it with a little vinegar. Might not really need it. It's unbelievable how much lactic acid came through from that, from just adding water. The transformation from the brine that we started with to the brine that we finished with is night and day. It becomes like a nice little acid. It'd be great in a vinaigrette. Never throw your brine away. Throw it into another brine. We can use it the same way we used our friends from Vermont's fermented product, their liquid. We can use that to start a new ferment. I should probably take some of this and put it in our new one. I'm gonna do that. All right, but this is phenomenal. We're gonna finish it off with just a little bit of my medicinal grade dried oregano. That looks good just like that, man. You kidding me? And after this, you could leave it out for a couple days, but there's no reason to. The ferment's done, all the flavors there that I need. From here, I would put it in a jar, like I'm doing, with a lid, and store it in the fridge. I would say a week, easy, no problem. Hell, you could probably go 6 months. Play it safe, right? Follow the rules, use your salt, cleanliness, clean everything up nice, and look at it. If things go bad in the fridge, you'll usually know. Mold, certain molds are a bad sign, but when something goes bad, tell you what, it usually smells really bad. I'm gonna add brine back to this. Probably make a mess. No, we're doing good. That's good, that's a nice. Still don't have a name for it. I don't even know if it needs one. Lacto-fermented cauliflower crunch, Super Zinger, dude. Super Zinger. Put a label on that. Get a case of Super Zingers, dude, from Brad. In fact, make your own. I should start it's Super Zinger. That's what it is. Keep it in the fridge. Putting it in the fridge will halt fermentation, and we're gonna turn it into a little onigiri filler, which is a little rice ball, all right? A little triangular rice ball. We're gonna take our little Super Zinger, and we're just gonna chop it up. It's not raw, it's almost like it's steamed a little, right? Everything got a little softer. Cauliflower still has a little crunch. Pepper kind of mushed out on it, but in a nice way. Into the old food processor, and make it into a paste. Put that on some toast. Put that on a nice little grilled squid dish. Heck, man, this would be good in a ravioli with some cheese. Ooh, you kidding me? No, Brad, I'm not kidding you. And we got our little rice in here. And we're gonna make, look at this little fun thing. Little onigiri, we're gonna make a little rice ball, a little snack. A couple sesame seeds in there. Just a few. All right, and these things are great. This is just a little mold. I haven't mastered this yet, but I do okay. And then I like to take a little thumbprint right there. And then we're gonna take some of our chopped up zuppazinga. Not a lot, like so. And you're gonna wanna try to keep all your filling to the middle so that your rice can come in contact with rice and you can get a nice little glue job. We're gonna top it with some more rice. Cover it up like that, baby. Put the blanket on, put it to bed. You wanna do this with with nice fresh rice, all right? This is no leftover rice deal. Fresh, still a little warm. Okay. Hoop. This is a nice one. I bought the Cadillac. Actually, I have no idea. It's the only one I've ever used. But look, nice little, and that's just gonna compress it and then help us kind of also release it. Look at that little cutie, huh? Boom, you can eat it just like that with your little filler, or take a little bit of that pork fat. All right, let's give it a little shot. All right, I'm gonna try it by itself. Let me get a little composed bite of the zupazinga first. All right. The oregano is a nice touch, almost like Italian antipasto. Vinegary, but we didn't add any, so that lactic acid gives it that nice bright. It'll go great with a steak or something fatty. Today we're just doing it with a little rice. I got some hot sauce on this one. Let's try this one by itself. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys got to try that. The little vinegar on the inside with that fatty rice, a little bit of salt, a little bit of crunch from the crisp there. Just wants a little hot sauce. If we were using hot peppers, wouldn't even need it. That is really good. That's one of the best onigiris I ever made. I'll tell you that much. Let me try this one. I'm going to use a fork. I know. Okay, good job, Brad. That's why I don't use a fork to eat an onigiri, Brad. Just pick it up, for God's sake. Wow, that was really tasty. What you can use is anything. Any type of vegetable. Couple rules of thumb. 2% salt by weight. Fermentation grade vessel. And sanitation. Fool around with it. Chop it up. We didn't start this video knowing we were going to make onigiri. That's cooking, and we're moving right along. Put it on anything. Tune in next time, guys. Let me know some stuff we should make for making it. And I love you. Subscribe, like, tell your mom, tell your friends. You can even call, Aunt Carol, or, I'm just naming aunts I have now. Aunt Sue. I'll be like, yeah, man, there's this guy, Brad. Makes some really cool videos. Their travel ones are really cool. Their cooking ones are pretty cool, too. Sometimes he makes you laugh, and sometimes he pisses you off. But we're here for it, and we love you. Woo! Let the gases out, but not let the bad boo-boos in. Gases out, bad boo-boos denied. That was a good little description, Brad.